I know it's hard to remember all 1,980 members. That's why you have to go and collect them all. Tell your parents they can buy them at the mall now.
Hello and welcome to Speeding Bullets Repackaged. I am Richie, and...
Hey, what's happening? What? And?
And I was going to say Tupper is frozen, but you're not actually frozen. I was going to blame
I realized because I've been watching our YouTube channel because someone has to. Let's be honest, someone has to. And I notice it's pretty funny when I do a little frozen pose. So every show we'll be doing a different Frozen pose to start this whole thing off.
But not a pose from Frozen, the movie, just Frozen as in still.
I mean, I'm forever letting it go. So that's how it's always going to be, and that's how it always will be. You are welcome. You are welcome for that. Hey, everybody, it's Tupper. Welcome to another fantastical, spectaculasical, portensamackachakatackle. That's not even a word, that's just gibberish. But welcome to another episode of Repackaged.
Yeah. We got lots of good stuff for you. Tupper's like, why did we tell you to get that air horn? Why? You literally brought that one on yourself.
It's not so much the air horn as it is the fact that when you got that little box that made all the sounds, that was just going to be what was going to happen. You were going to get as many ridiculous sounds as possible to play. So, I'm sorry, internets.
Yeah. Though, to be fair, the first several episodes of this show have been sound effect light, so you're welcome.
Thank you. I know that's now changed forever. So, I just want to draw attention to my wonderful Simpsons t-shirt today. Which
Fishbulb.
That's correct. From the famous episode where Homer realizes he's a
Japanese
soapy mascot from Japan.
Excellent.
So yes, this is one of my favorite shirts. What are you wearing today?
I've got This Was the 80s, man, from Bluey.
Yeah. Bluey. That's right, because Richie has children. I'd like to make it clear, he's not just a fan of Bluey in general. He has a very young child.
Yes.
That's why he's a fan of Bluey. Every time Bluey comes up in the conversation, I want to make it clear. I'm always like, this only is acceptable because you have a child. If you were in your 40s, or a fan of Bluey, and listen, if you are watching this and you're like, my 40s and I'm a fan of Bluey, I'm judging. I'm over here.
I'm not judging you because I would probably still be a fan of Bluey even if I didn't have a 5-year-old.
How would you find it, Richie? How would you know what I know what Bluey is because of you and my nephew.
That's the thing. Bluey finds you. Bluey will find you.
But that was through kids. You ask somebody in their late 30s, early 40s who Bluey is, who does not have access to children, they probably do not know, or they're just aware it exists. The fans, that's a little weird. And I'm just putting it out there. If you're in your 40s, you have no kids or no access to kids, and you're a fan of Bluey, I'm judging you. That's all. That's all. Just want to say that. Just want to put that out there.
Speaking of judging parents, the first figure that we have up for you guys.
I have no idea what we're showing first, so this could be a great transition or a disaster.
It's a great one because it is the new, just announced, so far only on NECA's store, Pamela Voorhees. The first pictures I got up here is the open box and the one showing all the different accessories and heads. You get 3 heads. With her various different expressions that are all from very key points in the film, and basically all the weapons she used in the film. They've got some great poses for her here with the machete and the oar when she was trying to kill somebody. I forget who, it doesn't matter. She was just trying to kill them, and they weren't important because they died. And I'm just going to cycle through them. They got there again with her machete and another face and the knife. And the last picture, just her with the axe.
So, if you've ever wanted to add a Karen to your action figure collection, this is that figure.
Mm-hmm.
This is that Karen figure. Even though it is obviously based on a major horror franchise, it's just funny to think that people will pick up a toy dressed in a cardigan with weapons.
Yet,
and put it on their shelves.
Yet a pregnant Spider-Woman won't sell.
I mean,
collectors are weird, man. I actually had a text discussion last night about whether I should order this now from NECA and pay U.S. prices and shipping, or if I should wait and see if it shows up at GameStop, like a lot of NECA stuff does. And I figured this is not a must-have for me, but if it hits the Canadian market, I'll grab it.
I mean, I feel like this is a niche product. Mm-hmm. This is a very niche product that some people will like, and obviously as a huge fan of horror, in particular the Friday the 13th franchise, I feel like it's a novelty to have it on your shelf. It's like, oh yeah, if I can get it at a good price, I will add it to my shelf, but it's not something people are going to be kicking down doors and being like, oh my God, they finally made a Pamela Voorhees action figure. Yeah. If I do not have that, my collection is invalid, and I am a terrible human being. I feel like it's not in that category, but the great thing about the collector's market is you can get stuff like this. They will make stuff like this because there are people that will buy it on their
just
shelf.
Like we talked about last week, the Spider-Man 3 Spider-Man that I pre-ordered now because it's out. Pre-ordered it just based on the sheer ridiculous nostalgic fact of how much I used to make fun of it.
Did we just compare Pamela Voorhees to Spider-Man?
Spider-Man
and put
3.
them in the same category?
Yes.
We did. We did that. I know Richie stands by it, and I approve of him standing by it. I'm standing by him, standing by this, lightly nodding.
That's right. All right.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't see any reason to have a Pamela Voorhees action figure, but hey, go off Queens, go
like
off
I said,
King.
If I see it in Canada at a good price, I'll grab it. But I won't.
Yeah, I wait for it to come in.
Yeah,
wait for it to come in because I feel like it'll come in and it'll be at $50, and then you'll probably be able to get it for 40. Yeah. So I think it's a good thing to wait on it.
Yeah, whereas
it's not going to be a sellout, Richie.
Whereas what I was looking at paying, if I was going to order it online from NECA, it would have been about $60 US. So by the time it ships to me for the Terrace, that's going to be like $300.
Yeah.
Anyways, moving along to stuff that's not stupid politics. This G.I. Joe figure, I can't remember the name, and I don't think I'm super familiar, but just because of the helmet, I called him Darth Cobra. So,
well, which one is it?
It's the guy with the eye patch.
They all have helmets.
The guy with the eye patch and the Darth Vader-looking helmet.
The guy with the eye patch and the Darth Vader-looking helmet. I'm gonna assume that is. Oh yeah. That's got to be Major. Okay, so this was announced, I think, mid last week, just after we recorded last week's episode, and so people were like very excited. We knew it was coming, and then they put out this digital render, which they didn't really have to do because this is basically a 1-for-1 identical of the original Major Blood figure that came out about 3 years ago. 3 is what I'm thinking. I have it. I got it. But I have some reservations about this particular, and Okay, so let's do a little bit of backstory for those who don't follow the G.I. Joe classified market as closely as I. They released Major Blood as a part of the Cobra Island Toys R Us, I guess also, I think it was Target exclusives, Toys R Us exclusives here in Canada about 3 years ago. And this is obviously, Major Blood's one of the major G.I. Joe characters, very popular. They also released Firefly as a part of the Cobra Island, very limited set that was only available at certain retailers. It's not something you could go onto Amazon and just pick up. You had to go to the stores to get it. And if they got it like I did, we're very excited. The Major Blood action figure is one of the best ones for the whole line to this day. It is fantastic. But it wasn't readily available. So a lot of fans were pissed because they wanted that toy and they couldn't get it. So now here we are 3 years later, and this one, slightly different paint job, which doesn't actually match the original 1980s figure. But okay, is coming to the retro line. And a lot of people are happy because they're going to be able to get their Major Blood. I'm less happy because looking at this image and looking at my Major Blood figure, which I'm just looking at right now, it's the same. They're the same. It's just different colors. So this for me is, I don't know, because I have it. Like,
it's
why
not
do I
even
want
worth
the
the
same
updates.
thing? Just yeah, like there's nothing here that I don't have. The whole thing is just a straight port over. In fact, I got an extra. Did I get an extra gun, or is it? No, it's everything is the same. Thing is identical except for the paint job. So this is glad that regular collectors are going to get a chance to get Major Blood. But when I heard this coming to the line, the retro line, I was hoping it would be a little bit more from the 80s. And they just did a straight port over. So I'm bummed by this because I wanted another Major Blood figure, but I don't think I'm going to get this one because I already have it. Like, if you like repaints, that's great. I don't like Tiger Force. I don't need that shit. It's got to offer something different from what I already have. This is the same as I already have, so be a pass for me. So I'm a little disappointed.
Yeah.
But if you missed out on Major Blood the first time around, you're a big G.I. Joe collector, get
This is the one for you.
Pre-order it. It's not as good as the one I got because it's got weird red lines all over it.
But it'll do.
At least you'll get your Major Blood. It'll do. It'll do in a pinch.
Next up, we got the G.I. Joe I lovingly call Kurt Russell because I don't know his name.
Kurt Russell, it's like Timu Kurt Russell from Escape from New York, not Escape from LA. This is Monkey Red. It's a Dreadnought. Just one of there's about 20 Dreadnoughts, and they're all varying degrees of great. I'm still waiting on Zanzibar. Zanzibar was always my favorite, one of my favorite Dreadnoughts. This is cool. I like it. He's got his trident gun. He comes with some super cool axes. He's come with a super cool mask.
I believe those are hatchets.
This is whatever. Your face is a hatchet. Honestly, I love the look of this one, and I think this is one of the great additions to the Dreadnought line. There's about 10 Dreadnought characters right now, and I don't have them all because I'm very picky when it comes to the Dreadnought. I'm still pissed about Road Pig because I wanted Road Pig's head to be so much cooler than the one that they actually did. I'm hoping they put him in the retro line and give him a cool head that's similar to the packaging that we had in the 80s. Just very disappointed by that. Yeah. But honestly, this is a good one. So get it when it comes out in I think September, October is the targeted release date for these two. And the next one?
The next one I'm not sure what it's called. It's some sort of Cobra Trooper. Cobra Viper.
It's not a Cobra Trooper, Richie. It's not a Cobra Viper. That's Cobra Commander.
That's Cobra Commander. I'm not familiar.
Yes.
I'm not familiar with the silver suit. That I've only ever really seen the blue with the helmet and that didn't look like Cobra Commander to me. So
the one we were waiting for the most. This is a very exciting reveal and is a must get for all fans of the G.I. Joe classified line. This is Battle Armor Cobra Commander, based on the Battle Armor figure from, I think, 1987, 88. And waiting on this. It's great. I'm very excited. This is a must get. 2 helmets. One with regular eyes, one with snake eyes, hands, fists. He comes with a lizard for some strange fucking reason. Probably related to the cartoon. But either way, this is very exciting. They've been teasing photos of this online. They're making it right now, so they're teasing like the head sculpt, and they're teasing the arms, and they're teasing the legs. It's a very weird sentence. It's very sexual. They're teasing the arms and they're teasing the legs. It's just all foreplay. No, this is a big deal, and we're all gonna get this when it comes out. We're very excited. So if you're a fan of the classified line, this is the one from this set that you're also the most excited to get, and I'm very happy to get it. And when I have it in my hands, we will talk about it on the show. But I think these 3 are like September, October. Okay. So they are a ways away. Maybe August, but yeah, they're not anywhere near ready to be coming out. But it's cool that they're coming.
And other stuff that is coming, moving on from G.I. Joe, we've talked about some of the Thundercats and He-Man mashups. First up, we got here is the Skeletor Mumra. I believe they're dubbing it Skelra, if I'm not mistaken. First up, it has the Skeletor head. So he's very Skeletor dominant. And then you can also change it up for the Mumra dominant version of it as well.
I really like that feature where you can, I think, just flip the cape.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Goes from red to black. And you have the different head for Skeletor, you have the different head for Mumra, and you can kind of like, your style is for the day. Yeah. You can have yourself either, Skeletor or Mumra. I really dig that. I mean, it's probably going to be like a $45 figure minimum, but I think it's pretty cool, especially if you like this map idea. What do you think, Richie?
I don't know. I think it's really cool. I've been really trying to keep my G.I. Joe stuff to the Revelation and Revolution lines.
He-Man.
Did I say G.I. Joe? He-Man stuff to
I'm
that
supposed
stuff.
To have G.I. Joe in the brain, not you.
However, there is some cool stuff coming out with this line, including this Skelra, and I might have to put this on my list because it kind of look really cool next to Skelegod. One that I'm not too sure of is the next one. I'm assuming this is going to be the Teela and Chitara mashup, is my guess.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if it's correct. The actual name, but I'm calling it Chila. So.
Chila. It sounds like an off-brand set of Cheetos.
Yeah.
You're going to start. Pick me up some Chilas? Yeah, I have a big craving for Chilas.
You get them at the dollar store. And the one that I have already decided that I am going to get, and we've shown a little bit before, but it has a bit better of a detail here, is the Battle Cat, Thundercat. And right up next to him is a Lion-O. This one just looks like I don't think that's actual mashup because it just has Lion-O stuff as accessories.
Yeah, no, they do have an image came later that I wasn't able to find and put up where it is because it wasn't presented this way, but they do have a He-Man one where it's kind of like a He-Man in that world, but it is specifically He-Man.
Okay.
So it's like they mashed up the two things, but they did want to have like a Lion-O and a He-Man. I guess just similar with the Skeletor Mumra that, you can mix and match whatever your feelings are, but in this case, like, you will be able to get a specific Lion-O He-Man form and a He-Man in Thundercats garb for your shelf. But Battle Cat Man is the one that I think people are going to be really tracking down.
Yeah.
Just great. They have a Panthro one coming too. I didn't get a photo of that.
Oh, nice.
This is the one I think people are going to be like, just like you. They're the ones they're going to be gunning for.
Yeah.
Man.
That Lino looks pretty cool, though. I gotta say, I do want to get a Lino at some point, and you know, we did show that really cool expensive one, but that's probably not the one I'm gonna get. But
it's true. So would you get a whole, like, if they decided to put out a whole Thundercats line under the Mattel brand, would you get like all of the?
Yeah, I would think I would get the main team for sure. Like Lionel, Chitara, Panthro, and all of them, and of course Mumra.
Narf.
Yeah, Narf. Narf would probably maybe come with. Snarf would probably come with Lionel, maybe. But we'll see.
And they sometimes do put him out. I've seen him on his own because they turn him into his own little figure.
My back is itchy.
So Richie's got an itch.
Scratching with my scissors.
Sometimes. I mean, that there are better uses, but also it's not the worst use in the world.
Yeah, and
I would like to have a Lion-O figure at some point, but it has to be just right.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Mumra, same deal. I wouldn't mind having a Mumra, but I also wouldn't mind. I don't have a newer He-Man, and I don't have a newer Skeletor. Mm-hmm. And when they put them out as part of the Masters of the Universe line, I think I was too much into what Marvel was doing with Hasbro, and the G.I. Joe line had just kind of started like 6 months prior, a year prior, and I was like, I'm already getting a bunch of shit. I don't want to include He-Man in this one, but I would love to get a He-Man and Skeletor figure at some point that is like an updated version of what I had in the 80s. No, I think that's why I've been reluctant to get into the He-Man stuff, because I feel like what they're doing over at Mattel with them, but it's still very simplistic, and I'm looking for something like when we show those premium figures.
Those were pretty hardcore.
That's what I'm looking for. But I want that in 6-inch, and you don't have to give me as many accessories.
Yeah.
Like I'll happily pay $35 to $40 for a He-Man that's about this big, that's in the same kind of detail range as those Mondo figures with less accessories and small.
Yeah.
But I don't want to spend $100 to have He-Man on my shelf.
Yeah.
You know, like I liked He-Man. I want a He-Man and Skeletor toy, but I kind of have very specific interests in that area. So I'm keeping my eye out, and obviously Richie's a fan of the Masters of the Universe line, is keeping his eye out. But yeah, like I want it, but I'll know when it's the right time.
Yeah. And that's the last of the
not the right time yet.
The mashups there. The next thing I got for us is we've talked about both of these figures already, but these are the chases, the two chase, Two Face, and the I really like this version of the Dr. Fate. I have the Dr. Fate pre-ordered at GameStop. And I do like the classic look as well, the more bright yellow and bright blue. However, I would probably get both of those, and I'll probably keep an eye on Sunrise as well, just in case they get the chase version of that, because they seem to get the digital line ones, and they get the chases, because they have the chase of the Joker that I had picked up recently as well.
Yes. I gotta say, like, this is, I think, one of the cases where the chases are better than the originals. And,
the original for the Two-Face is like the real classic Silver Age look.
Very 70s. Yeah, very 70s.
Whereas I think the black and white image is probably or version of him is probably what more along the lines of what people actually want. I mean, I could be wrong. There could be. There's probably people that'll get either or both. But
I feel like this Two-Face is for fans of the animated series. If you love Two-Face from the animated series, and that's how you kind of got used to him, then this is the one that you're going to get, that is accurate. If you love Two-Face in the comics in the 60s and the 70s, then you want the other one. But this is the one for me. And when it comes to Dr. Fate's other version is cool, but this one is it just feels adult. And it feels like an adult collector toy. So I feel there's going to be a lot of people who are Dr. Fate fans who are going to get both. Because, like, the darker color scheme is really cool.
Also,
it's
it could
really
be like
nice.
Dr. Fate is putting himself in multiple places at the same time, like he can do. So that's how you can justify getting both to yourself or your spouse.
I was going to make a crass joke about being like, people who collect action figures don't have spouses. But that is old. Those are old jokes. Obviously, a lot of people that collect action figures have spouses of any degree, which is great. Well, let's just take a moment to talk about how our partners support loosely what we do. They take part in it by getting stuff we ask for, sometimes usually around holidays or birthdays.
Yeah.
And they just kind of leave us be with it. It's our thing.
Yeah.
They don't hate it.
Yeah. It's not like I don't hide it for her. Like, I get something new and I put it on my shelf. She's down here all the time. I mean, I probably get some eye rolls. However, like the last, when she takes trips to the States, which she probably won't do for a little while now because, it's crazy. When she's at Walmart and I'm not there, she'll go take a picture of the action figure area. And that's how I got the Chase Power Girl before the normal Power Girl even got here in Canada. And a figure that I picked up recently that I'm going to talk about on the show that I have a picture of. I picked up because Jen's like, oh, look at that. It's on sale. And so I picked it up. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where I think for them it's a novelty, but it's not like...
Yeah.
They don't have any major objections.
Yeah. She doesn't care because
although
our bills are paid, the kids are fed and clothed, so...
I mean, when I first started getting into this, I wasn't collecting really anything, and I didn't have any collectible like interests. So I wasn't collecting comic books at that point, and I did have toys, but I wasn't into the collecting of toys regularly. So I really was just picking up art supplies and stuff for myself. So I think when I started getting into the action figure thing again, my partner like, oh, you don't have to justify this. This is for you. This is a thing for you. It makes you happy. You don't have to, as long as you're not mortgaging our existence and avoiding not paying bills and for food and stuff to get them. It's perfectly acceptable for you to have this as an interest, and in fact, you should have this as an interest. So I think that's kind of nice too. I think in a lot of relationship situations when their partners get into toy collecting, I think it is one of those things where they're like, this is a thing for you, and you should have things for you that are just for you that you like and you don't have to justify. So I think that's very nice. If you are a toy collector and you're watching this video and you are dating somebody who is not into the toy thing, I don't know, kick them to the curb. Like they should like they don't have to like it because you like it, but they should at least just understand that you are allowed to like.
They should respect your enjoyment of it.
Yes.
Now,
Yes,
Jen may not understand, like why I have two Supermans that to her that look seemingly almost the same, but to me there's very significant differences. But that's another conversation. Moving on. Yes, that was the chases. One thing that went up on GameStop very recently for pre-order. We already we showed the Grim Knight and the Croc duo. This, however, is the Grim Knight white version. I think I forget the actual name of it, but it's just a variation of it. Kind of looks cool. But
I agree. I mean, it is neat. I don't. Again, I'm not a big fan of Batman with guns.
Mm-hmm.
I've never been a big fan of Batman with guns. Yeah. But I mean, I gotta say, this color scheme is nice. Yeah. And if you missed out on this figure when it was first out, I mean, I don't see why you wouldn't be interested in getting it. Mm-hmm. It's nice. It is nice. But as we discussed earlier, like, I think repaints and chases that are just repaints are really for people that missed it initially. Mm-hmm. But if you're a collector, like we're a collector, you're probably either on board right off the bat with the initial color scheme or you're not. Like, this is again one of those things where, like Batman with guns, I do like the way that this looks. If I saw it somewhere, cheap price. I think that's the existence for me of these repaints, is that they're interesting, and if you like the design, and you like the repaint, then you would get. This is not for somebody that already has a Grim Knight.
Yeah.
Why the fuck would you want two?
Exactly, because the only difference is the paint.
Like what do you now? Again, I know you're a little different on this. What do you think? Like, is this something that you would consider getting?
No, like I do. Like the Dark Knight's Metal storyline, but I wasn't big on. I mean, like the Grim Knight was a cool part of it, and an interesting character, but not something that I'm like, oh, I gotta have that on my shelf. So, unlike like the Batman Who Laughs, and the Robins that I got in the Robin King. But speaking, since we're talking about death metal, I'm going to throw up the figure that Jen pointed out to me when we were at Entertainment Inc. in Place d'Orleans, and that is the death metal Superman. And I think it was $15 or $20, something like that. It was super cheap because normally it's like most places you find it now it's $40 or a little bit higher. I do like this version of Superman. It looks really cool. Kind of a throwback with the long hair to his 90 looks, but he's all like.
It's very metal.
Yeah, it's very metal.
It's all metal. Yeah.
And that made me realize that with the pickup of the Superman, the death metal Superman, and the recent pickup of the Robin King that I got, I now have two pieces to the death metal Darkfather, which is a Batman Dark Side mashup within death metal, and now it's not something that I've gone instantly out to find the other pieces like I did with the Atrocitus, because that's something that was a must have for me. The Grim Knight, not the Grim Knight, the Dark Father. If I see the death metal Wonder Woman and death metal Batman somewhere at a decent price, I'll pick them up to complete the Dark Father. I think
you're going to be looking online, like you have access to some online resources and some resellers, and so I think you'll be able to pick up those parts. And then they're nice enough figures that if you can get them in package, I mean, it's worth doing. And I feel this is a worthy...
It's a what, sorry?
Worthy journey for you to go home. It's a worthy journey.
Worthy journey, yes.
A worthy journey.
Worthy journey.
Rural juror. Rural juror. Rural juror. You get reference. We should be friends.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but I love how you're kind of finding little bits and you're finding these things. You're like, oh, I'll pick this up. This is a good price. And then realizing that there's more to it and that you can get more. And you're like, do I want to go down that road? Oh, yeah, I want to go down that road. Now, Richie, here's the thing. I don't have any Darkfather pieces, so I can't help you in this journey. If you decide to get the Bane from the future Batman, from part of Scott Snyder's run, where they've got Omega, I have legs for Bane that you can have. If you decide to get the other death metal Batman, like the Stormbreaker or Doombreaker, and the Flash Batman and the Aquaman Batman, I have arms for the Wonder Woman Batman that you can have sitting in a box.
It's funny. I have the speed. I have in one of the boxes. There's another Build-A-Figure that I have a piece from my Wally that's right up here with the Dr. Manhattan. So I forget what that Build-A-Figure's called, but if I end up finding the other speedsters somewhere, I'll probably pick them up, but not unless it's like a decent price, because I wasn't jazzed with all of the death metal speedster looks. So
I mean, the what is the name of the Batman Flash guy?
Fuck, I can't remember now.
All right. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. He's got a very cool look. Like, I did think about getting that one because it is a really cool, like, gothic
Red Death.
Flash Batman mashup. Red Death. Now, some of those names are hit and miss for me.
Yeah. I would if I saw Red Death.
The fact that
I would.
Like, why didn't he just go with Bat Flash?
Because that sounds stupid.
And Red Death is much better.
Is intimidating.
I don't know. But it's a little weird. Like I like the whole thing, but just as go on a tangent for a second, it's weird that Batman would be a good guy and then be like, but I want to help more people, so I'm going to steal the Speed Force from was it Barry?
Yeah.
And then kills him to get the Speed Force, and then he's now an ultra villain, and he's just like,
but he wasn't.
Bat Flash is too nice.
But those are all from
now
the dark.
Red Death.
Now they're all from the dark multiverse, though. So like, they're all bad anyway.
Look, all I'm saying is all of the Batman from the Dark Universe stuff, they turned heel faster than John Cena. Okay? Like, it was just, boom, let's do that. And I'm not a wrestling fan, but that is a joke that people will get who watch wrestling.
Speaking of
you are welcome, everybody.
Wrestling and
I know pop culture.
Worlds that collide that we weren't speaking of, but one of the games that I'm playing right now, and I was just streaming on Speeding Bullets Respawn the other day, is WWE 2K25.
Well,
and in the game, there's actually action figure versions of the characters that you can get and play and wrestle the matches with. And I'm like, that's kind of cool. And when they're hitting and stuff, they sound like plastic. So
they only move like an action figure would move, or do they move freely?
They move normally, but you can see, it's pretty cool because you can see the joint movement in it. So,
oh, okay. That actually is kind of cool.
Yeah.
I thought you were just collecting action figures in the game, and I'm like, that's dumb.
No, it's like you play as an action figure version of the wrestler, which is kind of cool.
You know what? I bet that is cooler than it sounds.
Yeah.
It sounds okay, but I mean, I think it's cooler in effect. So that's interesting.
Now, one thing that we had been waiting on and I was hoping would arrive before Tupper left, and that's these cool stands that I ordered from a place called superherodiy.com. Well, I didn't order it directly from their website because unfortunately they don't ship to Canada because they had some problems with shipping at their own expense that caused them to lose some money. So now to Canada, what they do is they have their eBay store. They ship it to the international eBay hub, and then it gets sent to me. But these are pegless foot stands, and I'm gonna show you what I mean. I'm gonna throw up a picture of it. I've got it in my hands. They've got their logo on there, Superhero DIY, but it's basically just got this kind of like raised area where you can stick the foot in, and they're really, really great for posing. I picked up 20 of them, 10 for myself and 10 that I'm going to give to Tupper when he comes back into town to bring home and play with his figures. I've already started to play with some of the posing. Like in this picture here, you can see I've got the Flash in a really cool running pose, which I found really difficult to do with the plastic arm stands that we were using. Because you just gotta put them on and tighten the screws just right. Whereas this, like, it's really balanced where they have it.
You have fat fingers too.
What's that?
I forget you have fat fingers.
Yeah, that too.
Those fingers get in the way.
But you'll see I also have the Wolverine there in a running pose with his claws out. And
I like that one. Yeah, that looks nice.
The one figure, a NECA figure, it also fits, that I could not get to keep fucking standing on its own, and that's the Ghostface in this picture. So now he is standing. So that is good. And then in this picture, oh no, that's the Death Metal Superman. Oh yeah, and in this picture, I also picked up it's a riser that has 6 spots that comes with 6 of the foot stands to put on the riser as well, and it's just a fun way to sort of group up your characters and to save space but also look cool at the same time. I don't think I would get too many of the towers, but I really like the foot stands, and I'm considering getting some of their wall flight stands to put some like I'll stick it here with a command strip and put the flight stand there. But I'm really, really impressed with them. They're all 3D printed that they do themselves. So big shout outs to superherodiy.com. I'm really impressed with these stands. I'm going to be playing with them for a while because they're very, very versatile in what you can do with them. Yeah. They have different kinds too. They have like stuff for pop vinyls. They have peg stuff as well, or wall stands to put your peg stands in as well. The wall pods that light up look really cool, but those are a bit more expensive to order with U.S. prices at this moment, but really super impressed. And if you're looking for a cool new fun way to display and pose your figures, I would definitely give these guys a shot.
I'll give my 2 cents on it when I have them as well. I find stands are so important now. I'm one of the reasons that I'm a big fan of what McFarlane is doing. Todd McFarlane, however you say his name, I say it my way. I don't care. Two. But I really appreciate that he stands with each one. I think that really does go a long way. I love the fact that the retro line for G.I. Joe Classified includes a stand, just like the old action figures did back in the 80s. I think stands should come with every toy. They obviously don't. Companies like this step up to take the ball and run towards the end zone. I don't know why I went with a sports metaphor. I want sports. But I love it because, like, I have a ton of stands, and those stands fit the figures that I got them for. Like, I have some DC Universe stands. I have some stuff that I got with the old Toy Biz Marvel Legends back in the day. And newer figures don't necessarily fit those pegs. And it drives me crazy. And there's Richie's ass crack.
Whoops.
You know,
I'll try to bleep that out. This is another type of stand that Tupper had put me onto, and I do like them.
Yeah, I like those stands.
I do like them.
Yeah, they're okay.
However, they do take up a lot of space, and it's hard to pose other stuff around them. And I do find them a bit tougher to use for the McFarlane stuff because they are heavier, and I really need to tighten the screws. And I think most of the time, when a figure has fallen off of one of these or it hasn't held up in its pose, it's been a DC figure with these guys.
Yeah, I mean, I like those for flight stuff with the Hasbro stuff in particular. I find the 7-inch, anything above 7-inch, like the 6-inch figures through G.I. Joe or through Hasbro, they're fine for those stands with the claws. But those claws are really meant for like the Gundam figures from Japan that you put together on your own. They're pretty lightweight. They're just to like hold them in poses so you can hold them, which is why they come with multiple pegs, so you can actually put 2 claws on the side and give it a little bit of extra oomph. But I find them to be, just like you said, clumsy. They're very hard to get in the right poses sometimes. It's nice to have them, especially for making Flash run.
Yeah.
You know, because I want to go dynamic with some of those poses,
and that's what
you are able to get them into dynamic poses.
And that's what I was using, but now I can use the other ones, because like I even have him on a tilt on that stand where like he's running and it's still balanced. I don't know how they figured out putting the foot thing that they have there, the foot riser, whatever you want to call it, at that exact spot would balance for everything, but it really works.
I mean, again, I think it's a little bit of science that goes into these things. You know, you look at where you can get the most amount of maximum posability out of it and for weight distribution and everything. But it also is a factor of how are you posing these things. And we want to get the maximum amount of posability that we can from our stands and from our displays. If you are like me and sometimes you want to go crazy with the whole thing. So I'm excited to try these out. I'm glad that independent small businesses are able to take this failing of the major toy companies to not include that many stands with their toys and take it and run and get some extra get some extra stuff produced. So I'm excited to try these out, and I'll have my little 2-cent review point in the next month.
Excellent.
So,
we've got a couple more pictures for you. The next one up being this cool little Green Lantern ring coming from the Superman movie. That's going to be coming up. It looks. I had to include this. Yeah. I had to. It's not really a toy. It's more of a display and more of an action cosplay accessory. I wanted to include it because, number one, it's the best look we've gotten at the Green Lantern ring that's going to be in Superman coming out in July thus far. July 11th.
And again, Richie and I are big Green Lantern fans, so I really couldn't include this. I just thought it was pretty nifty to be able to showcase, and this is an official licensed product. So if you are a Green Lantern fan, I mean, this ring is probably like $80, but
I'd say it's worth it.
Yeah.
I'd pay $80 for it. So,
well, yeah, but you showed the tattoo. You have a tattoo on your.
That's right.
Oh, I get flipped everyone the bird.
I have the tattoo right here.
There you go. Brightest day, motherfucker!
That's right. And lastly,
anyway,
I assume the last picture you sent me of this figure here is the figure that you want to showcase this week.
Yeah. This is, I picked this up when I was in Ottawa last. Richie's probably putting it on the screen as we speak. This is, wanted to talk a little bit about the Saw Viper, who is a fairly new release. And I wanted to talk about the Saw Viper because was very on the fence about getting this guy when he came out. I didn't love the 80s version. It was fine. He's basically like it's a little less designy with a big ass gun, and I mean it wasn't anything special. But I'd seen some more photos, and I was thinking maybe this is something that I want to pick up. And I'm really, really glad I did. This was a super surprisingly excellent figure that has great range of motion. He's got very chunky accessories.
I was going to say, especially for a character that's chunky, it has great range.
It really does. I love the fact that that this chainsaw thing attaches to the gun comes off. You can hold it. But one of the things that I really appreciate about the Saw Viper is that he does have a good range of chest motion. Usually when they put these vests on, it limits the classified motions a lot. This is one of the first ones where it doesn't really hamper that. I love the helmet, which comes on and off. This is what he looks like without the helmet here. But I also love that they have this that is also able to come off.
Oh, that's cool.
So, and again, this is a large range of movement and motion. He has spinning parts. He's got a knife in the back here that comes off. He's got a gun.
I don't know.
This is a nice figure.
I don't know what it is, but about it, but I find it really cool when you have characters where you can sheath a weapon or put a weapon in a holster. I love that as accessories.
Well, I mean, that's a lot of why people have gravitated towards the classified line, because that's it. I mean, these were toys that in the 80s, you'd get a sword or a knife in a sheath and it was molded onto them. Mm-hmm. And then when they started doing this line, they were like, okay, pretty much every knife is unsheathable. Every gun is unsheathable. And that, for people like me,
it's not a sheath for a gun; it's a holster. It takes it
to the next level.
You unholster a gun.
Whatever.
But I also use those stands for my Deadpool and Wolverine here. But like that Deadpool has the weapons that are sheathed and holstered as well.
So this was very surprising. This is definitely better rebuilder figures in the classified line, and this is the kind of thing where you could get more than one and feel like it was a good purchase, and you could have a bunch of your Saw Vipers. I think this is one of the best Vipers in the line.
Nice.
Certainly within range of what you have out right now. I mean, this kicks the Alley Viper's ass. I was so looking forward to that one. He was a huge disappointment, but I think the original Viper too. I'm looking forward to the retro carded version that's, I think, coming out in the next month or two. That one, I think, will be a very interesting one to see, because I expect it to have a very similar chest to this guy, where you can actually get range of motion and movement. But this is a 9. This is a 9 classified figure as far as a rating goes. This was such a surprising pickup. Really nice job that they did with the whole look of it, and you can get some really good poses with him and that massive ass gun, this is the massive ass gun, and it comes with the
It comes with the bandolier too. Bandolier.
Yeah, and it connects from the gun to the backpack. It's a 9 out of 10. I think I think it doesn't totally high marks for me, only because it is still with this big vest. There is limitations to what you can get out of the posability here, and I do love some really crazy posable action with my toys, and his head doesn't quite go all the way up as far as, there's a good range of motion here, but I always love it when he can basically be looking straight up, and he doesn't do that. So that's what prevents him from getting the 10 out of 10. But this is a solid pickup, and I'm super happy with it. And I wasn't even going to get it, so
nice
work.
I also,
nice work, Hasbro.
besides the death metal Superman that I showed, got a new figure as early as just before we recorded this podcast. This is a figure that I've been waiting for a few weeks because it kept getting delayed. But that is the Evil Dead Ultimate Ash and Cheryl 2-pack. Very nice, and I am going to open that for you. I did like Tupper, and I pre-cut the box. I do have to say...
Oh, look at you.
I do have to say as well, Tupper, as much as because I was like, I'm going to see what this opening from the bottom of the box is like. And while it was an unnatural abomination to start... I've now been converted to opening the packages at the bottom.
You are welcome, my friend. I'm glad you could finally get on board with that. It's nicer, right?
Yeah,
it's nicer.
I noticed because when there's less tape to cut. You only gotta cut one piece of tape. And then it's
only gotta cut one piece of tape.
And instead of, cutting one instead of 3 is not a huge difference, but when you're a lazy fuck like me, it's a huge difference.
Those are your words and not mine. I would never refer to you in those kind of crass terminologies.
Now, if I was smart, I would have actually pre-cut all of the fucking plasticky bits.
Yes, but remember, we're on YouTube, Richie, and people love unboxing. Although you're not showing it, you're just showing you. Is that? There you go.
That's the Ash.
There you go. I don't know. They really love it when you up online. I don't know.
He looks really cool. Very nice bloody sweater. Some great articulation in him. I won't pop them all out now, but there is several other hands in there. I'm gonna pop out the Deadite Cheryl. I'll pop out Ash's other head right here. Really cool looking.
That's good likeness for Bruce Campbell, one of the famous chins of.
Yeah.
Is that the right way I want to say it? Famous
chin of Mr. Bruce Campbell himself.
His book that he wrote in, I think, the early 2000s was called If Chins Could Talk.
Yes.
And is a great title, a book. And that's apparently an excellent book, which I've never read, but I've heard it is very, very funny and a good book. And I met Bruce Campbell once.
Me too.
Well, yeah, you worked at Ottawa Comic Con when he was there.
I wasn't working yet when he was there. I was just an attendee at that time.
Oh, you paid to meet him. Well, I was working behind the scenes that year, and I got to pee next to Bruce Campbell. And let me tell you something: he does not enjoy it when you engage him in conversation or just after he's finished urinating.
Most people don't.
Most people don't. You'd think I would have known, but it's like Bruce Campbell. I had to say something. But he acknowledged my existence, and that was enough. So thank you, Bruce. Cool. I appreciate it.
This book thingy, the top comes off.
I saw Vipers back together.
You can have the drawing there.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, that's neat.
Of course, you got to have the multiple heads for the Deadite as well. You've got this head for Cheryl and this head for Cheryl. Both great detail and Deadite faces, in my opinion, anyway.
Yeah, those are nice.
The only accessory that I'll pull out right now, because we showed all the other ones in the images we showed in past episodes, but of course we've got the chainsaw.
Great chainsaw.
Yeah,
love it. Love the
bloody
details.
It's even coarse right there. Just has the ridges of the chainsaw, and yeah, I'm really happy that I decided to grab this figure for my horror collection.
Mine has that too, Richie. Hey, look, we have a double chainsaw action.
I lied. I pulled out Cheryl's grave as well. And I mean, okay, I might as well pull out the other weapons. We've got the axe. That's really cool. And we've got a shovel. And we've got a fire poker, I believe this is. Something like that.
Yeah.
But, yeah. And 8 other hands. 6 other hands. But I will be definitely posing this later today. Well, generally, the figures stay in my desk area for a few days as I, like, play with them to, like, make sure they're articulated and such. And then they'll eventually get moved to the shelf.
I'm in a lot of trouble because when I come back from Ottawa trip, which is happening next Monday, so I'll get to see you next week, buddy.
Cool.
When bringing back that Batman '89 and that Maximum Spider-Man, I have no idea where those are going to go. I have absolutely no idea where those are going to go. I have to make some changes. I did redo my shelf recently, so it's kind of in the position it's in. But my Raptor figure from the classified line fell over because of his giant wings, and I can't get him now, so I'm a little disappointed. I have to take the whole display out in order to pick him up because he fell behind the display. So
did we
maybe
show
when that happens,
these arrived yet? I don't think we actually showed.
So next week, I'm arriving in Ottawa Monday afternoon. You might have to pick me up at the train station, by the way.
All right.
Richie. Get in at 3 p.m.
All right, I can make that work.
Not doing 5 p.m. arrivals. But if there's any kind of delay, it's fine. You won't have to do it, but I'll post the day of. But next week, Richie and I will be in the same physical location, and we're going to obviously be talking toys, but we are going to do our Maximum Spider-Man unboxing, give you our thoughts on Maximum Spider-Man. We're very excited about that. And I'm also going to be talking about that Batman '89 McFarlane line figure, and we have a bunch of new stuff. This is brand new to the market stuff to be talking about next episode, not this episode.
Yes.
Next episode.
Been very impressed with myself that I have managed to not open my Maximum Spidey in the meantime, even though Tupper has given me the go-ahead.
I told him.
I told him he could. I'm trying to wait so we can open at the same time and review together. We'll see how it goes. With other figures arriving, they have, they're keeping me at bay. I found the Death Metal Superman. This just came in. I have some DC figures set to come in this week, hopefully, and next week. I think so. What Richie is saying to everybody is that it really depends on whether the supply chain continues to operate as it should be for the next 8 to 9 days. If he continues to get new product and new stuff comes in that he can take a look at, then he will not have to worry about opening up Maximum Spidey until we have our next episode recording. Did I tell you that I recently had to pick up a couple more of our favorite accessory boxes?
I am maxed out at 3. I'm gonna have to get another one at some point, not in a big rush.
This is my 4th one that I will have. And
Richie does get more stuff than I do, so I'm probably looking at like the summer when I'm gonna have to get a 4th. Because I am starting to run out of space in the 3 that I have. I have 2 bins for the bigger stuff.
To be fair, I was just catching up because
You were catching up. No. Okay. Jason, just before we go, let's show that case again, just so people are aware of, in case you're looking for ways to display.
You can pick them up at the dollar store. Or Dollarama, I think.
Dollar store or your local Michaels will probably have them. Don't go to Hobby Lobby if you're watching this from the States. Hobby Lobby's a bunch of motherfuckers, and they can
tilt it without spilling. It's all sectioned off, and you can remove. Tupper and I do the same thing and put all the removed ones up in the corner. But
yeah, they're really great, very handy. I love them because I was turned on to them a couple of years ago, and when Richie started collecting, I was like, you should get these, and they're just really great, and you can adjust them for the different size of things that you have. I don't like having all the backpacks and everything displayed along with all of the figures that I have, so it's a great place to extra heads and your extra guns and your extra knives and your extra flame effects. And yeah, I'm gonna get another one, but yeah, spend $20 on them. You can get them at dollar stores for so it should just be $1, but that's a whole other rant.
Yeah.
Other kettle of fish. Anyway, is there anything else that we want to throw out there before we end this episode? Because I think
we're right on the hour mark, pretty much. I think that is everything. We previewed some stuff that we're gonna show you next week when we record, and so other than that, I will say have a good one, folks.
And thanks for watching.
We'll
see you next time.
Check us out on YouTube. Check our other stuff out on Facebook. Not Facebook, but check us out. Speeding Bullets Reloaded everywhere. YouTube, you can find us, is our channel, Speeding Bullets Reloaded. This is our show, Speeding Bullets Repackaged. And I will put up the theme now as we go by.
1984, I know it's hard to remember. All 1,980 members. That's why you have to go and collect them all. Tell your parents they can buy them at the mall now.
The record button.
Richie, always trying to give away the milk for free.
I'll give you some milk.
Please don't. Please. Please do not give me any milk. I don't want that milk. I am lactose intolerant. I do not want your milk. And there's the end of this episode. That's the end.